Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Hardcore. Now over the last 28 days I have had an amazing response to my videos, and I want to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to everybody who has took the time to watch, who has left a like, who has left a comment, and of course to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I do read your comments, guys. I do try and make each and every episode better than the last. So if you haven't done so yet, do hit that subscribe button. And I'm told, when you do, you get a warm fuzzy feeling deep inside. So let's jump straight into it and get going with today's story. Now the first thing I'm going to do today is something that I did promise I was going to do in the last episode, and that is I'm going to go fetch my camel. Now I can already hear you saying, Fungusaurus, you cannot steal that people's camel. But guys, I'm not stealing it. I am buying it. I have a totally legal camel contract and everything, signed with purple ink by the village mayor. And if you know which other historical figure used to have a fountain pen with purple ink, drop his name in the comments below. And while you do that, I'll go fetch my camel. And there it is. Look at it. Absolutely magnificent. So let's take it out for a test drive. And it's a little bit of a slow going, but let's see those hops, and yes, that is some fantastic jumping right there. Now, there is a little matter of about 1,000 blocks of ocean between where we are now and home, so getting this magnificent beast home might prove a little challenging. So first off, I'm gonna see if camels can swim. I think I already know the answer to this, but it's worth a try, and so far it is not looking good. Nope. So swimming is out of the question. Next plan, let's see if we can get this beast in a boat, and initial signs point to no. So let's try again from the other side. I'll just grab my boat over here and let's pop it down over there, and I'm gonna say that's a no on the boat as well. So we've resorted to the simplest and yet the most effective method. I've got a leash, I've got my camel, and we're going home. And there we are. Land is coming into sight, and just over that jungle is home. So I'm going to head for the shore, and then I'm going to ride my camel for the last few blocks. And I've discovered if you hold down shift, this camel actually has a pretty decent turn of speed. Look at it go. So for anybody out there wondering, is a camel worth it? The answer is absolutely yes. Now, let's just be careful over here. I don't want to fall into a ravine and lose my camel. That would be absolutely devastating. So I'm just going to take it nice and slow. And I think there's just one ravine left. And I realized I have made a bit of a blunder. Firstly, I brought home a camel, and I have nowhere to put it. So we need to build this guy a home. And secondly, this camel has no name. So if anybody has any suggestions, drop it in the comments below, and we'll get right on building a home for our camel. Almost complete. I've tried to incorporate as many things as I could from his homeland. As you can see, I've got some sand, I've got some cactus, I've got some dead bushes, and I think our camel is going to be very, very happy over here. One thing that I still do want to add is some colorful desert nomad flags all around its pen, and for that I'm gonna need some wool. So first things first, let's just complete this path, and once that is done, we can see about going out, getting some wool, and putting up some flags for our camel. Now usually I gather my wool from the island sheep in the middle of the lake, but today I'm gonna give them a little bit of a break. We've got some sheep right behind our house over here, and I think today's wool is going to be coming from them. So that's one. I think I saw some more right over here. There we go. That's two. And there's another one right here. And I thought there were a few more sheep than that. But it seems I might have been mistaken. Ooh, that guy's ready to go again. So let's grab that wool. And I think I am very, very short. Which means I will need to go to the island and shear those sheep. The following preview has been rated R for ridiculous. Just when the island sheep thought they were safe, it turns out they were not. In a tale packed with sheer action, Fungusaurus Rex is the Wool Ninja. Probably never coming to theaters anywhere ever. So we've gathered enough wool to make some banners, and we've hung them up in our camel house, and I think it is looking rather good. I'm on my way to fetch the camel, but I think I'm just going to fix this little piece of road right here. I've got some slabs, so let's just grab those, and then we go pop them down here. Just 1, 2, 3, and the road is done. Let's get our camel. And, the fact that he walked right over that fence gate is just a little bit concerning. So, I think we will need to do some tests in order to see if a camel can actually climb over these on its own, or if it was just because I'm riding it. It's coming over here and, it can walk right over them. So in order to determine what it takes to actually contain a camel, I think we'll need to do some tests, because if this camel can't be held by my fence, we've got a problem. And we've set up a little bit of a test ground here. We've set up an obstacle course, and the first thing we're going to try is a simple fence. So here we go, fence number 1, and just walks right over it like it's not even there. So I would assume if it does that with a fence, it'll do exactly the same with a wall. So let's try that. Here we go. Wall test in 3, 2, and right over it. So first results, a camel can walk right over a fence and a brick wall. So next up, what happens if we put a trapdoor on top of it? Here we go, and still walking right over it. And if it does that with a fence, it's gonna do the same with the wall. So final test, if we put a slab on top of that fence and that wall, let's see what happens. And once again, the fence and the slab is no match for the mighty camel. So I've come to the conclusion that it's probably going to take a 2-block high wall to contain this camel, and we're going to put that to the test quickly. So let's get on our camel and see if a 2-block high wall can stop it. Here we go, and yep, it cannot climb over a 2-block high wall. Let's see if it can jump over. Nope. And so in conclusion, it's gonna take a 2-block high wall to contain this animal. And I'm not going to redesign his pen right now, so I'm just gonna keep him leashed for a little bit, because we've got some other work to do. And in the previous episode, you might recall that I panicked because I thought all of my villagers were dead. As it turns out, they were not. They were just off hiding somewhere. I have found some of them, but the scare was enough to prompt me into finally building a villager breeder. And as you can see, most of the work is done. Is just a little bit of refinement needed to make it pretty. So first up, I'm going to put down some pretty spruce pillars right over here in all the corners and in the middle. So let's get those dug down and put up. While I'm down here, let me quickly just hoe down these patches of dirt and turn them back into farmland. There we go. And let's get this pillar set up right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And all the pillars are in place, so we're just going to install some cross beams. I'm just going to go and put one in between all of the pillars. And one down and a few more to go. Our cross beams are in place, however we have a little bit of an iron golem infestation over here. They are ruining the crops, and they are just generally in the way. So let's get rid of them. I've pushed them in the water. Let's take them out. And I've very carefully calculated that if I stand right here, I can whack them without them being able to whack me. So that's the first one down. Let's get the second one down as well. And of course, we're going to get a little bit of iron from this. So next up, we're going to install some stone walls. And I'm just going to place some random stone blocks, leave a few gaps, and afterwards, we'll fill those gaps with some stone bricks. The villagers will have a safe and sturdy shelter over here. And the stone bricks are in. However, during construction, our farmer has escaped. So we need to get him back, and then we need to find him a little friend. We also need to get a roof in here, but we'll get to that in due time. And then lastly, we'll need to finish the area where the beds are going to go. And our farmer is back in the breeder. So we've done some work over here. As you can see, I've added a little bit of decorations. I've added some torches, and there's half a roof going up. However, I still need to finish this front bit over here, but I've run out of stone. So I'm just waiting for a little bit more to smelt, and then we'll complete this section. And with the breeder complete, it's time to let these guys out and have them become productive members of the society. So let's just dig out the blocks here. Come on, guys. You're free to go. Let's go find you a job. And the villager training is going splendid. We've got some librarians with some awesome trades locked in. However, at this moment, we don't have much to trade with them. So I need to upscale my sugarcane farm. And I think I'm going to do that not by automation or anything, because I don't have the stuff to automate it yet. We're going to do it simply by making this farm a little bigger. So first up, we're just going to plop down more blocks. Just give us a bit more real estate to plant more sugarcane. Let's give it another row over here. And then we're going to dig some holes and fill them with water. And that should give us plenty of space to plant some more sugarcane. And then I'm going to put some top slabs over the water source blocks just to make it a little bit easier to farm and to work in the field. And then finally, it's time to plant more sugarcane. So here we go. I'm just going to go all the way around, and as the sugarcane grows, I'm going to grab it and just plant it down again. So eventually, this will be quite a productive little field, and I think once we're done, we'll have plenty of sugarcane to make paper and trade with the librarians. And it's time to take a look at what we've done so far. So we have the camel house, and as you can see, I have finally found a use for those annoying banners that get left by the pillager raids. So just look at that, and that should get everybody to stay away. Next up, let's check in on our sniffers, because these guys have grown and they are absolutely massive. If I had known they'd get this big, I probably would have built their pen a little bit larger, but they seem happy, so I'll leave it be. And Snoof has found something, some torchflower seeds, and oh, look at Snort go, and what have you got, my boy? He's got a pitcher pot. Good boy, Snort. And Snuff, you better pick up your game, you're falling behind the others. But doesn't matter, I love all three of you, you are absolutely fantastic. So let's head over to the house, because I have been doing some work there as well, and I've got the interior all decorated. So let's just make our way over, and the second we walk in the door, you'll be able to see that I have absolutely no idea what to do with this spot right here. At the moment, I've got some pitcher plants and torch flowers growing over here, but it's not the most productive use of this space. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. Next up, let's take a look at the kitchen, and we have a beauty of a kitchen going on around here. We've got some ovens and stoves, some chairs, some tables, and of course, we've got some herbs growing as well, which we can use to make some delicious, delicious food. And last but not least, we've got our coffee maker. So the kitchen is all kitted out and ready to receive some guests. On the other side of the house, I went absolutely nuts with the chiseled bookshelves. And I don't know if they serve much of a use, but I really wanted to put them down here, and I think I might have gone just a little bit overboard. But no matter, we'll fill them up in due time. But for now, let's get on with the tour, and I turn your attention to the cupboard, which is now the smelting area. We've got our 4 furnaces in there for no other reason than I didn't know quite where to put them. And going upstairs, you can see the bedroom has been decked out. We've got a nice desk with a chair over here where we can sit and study all the artifacts we've unearthed. We've got our double bed with some banners, some paintings, and it's looking rather nice. We've also got some pots that I've made. As you can see, this one I used a few of my sherds to make a fantastic friend pot, and this one I just had a lot of those sherds, so I made it another pot. I'm not even sure what it's called, but I really do love the pots. And finally, let's check in on our villagers. As you can see, I have done quite a bit of work over here. We've got some Fletchers, we've got some librarians, we've got a toolsmith, some armorers, and all of them are working towards getting the top tier trays. Now, I have been doing quite a bit of work with the armorers, which has allowed me to deck myself out in full diamond armor. And as you can see, Protection 3 Unbreaking 3 helmet, a Protection 1 chestplate. That one sucks a little bit still, but we'll get there. We have an Unbreaking 3 Protection 4 pair of pants, and we have Protection 2 Feather Falling 3 boots. And all of this stuff should really help me to stay alive a little bit longer. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for today. We've got some great work done. We've got some trades, we've got a camel, and we have got ourselves some decent gear. I really do hope you enjoyed the episode. Leave a like if you did, and if you want to see some more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But this is Fungusaurus Rex saying, until next time, beautiful people, stay awesome. Bye bye.